and wildlife of equatorial forest. We are going to read about this. So, here, because this tropical region, equatorial region is prone to direct and hot sunlight, it is hot as well as wet. It experiences rainfall daily. And then there is several layers of the forest. There are several layers. As per the height of the trees, there are several layers of the forest. The equatorial forests experience tropical climate since they are found near the equator. It is hot and wet throughout the year, and rainfall is heavy and frequent. The forest is divided basically into 4 layers. The emergent layer. The tallest trees, towering over 60 meters and above, form the emergent layer. These trees are lesser in number. Animals found in the emergent layer are eagles, monkeys, bats, and butterflies. The next layer is the canopy layer. The less tall trees, say from 30 meters to 60 meters, form a layer of overlapping branches and leaves. This layer is known as canopy layer because of the cover it forms above the other plants and insects. Food is abundant in this area. Animals include snakes, toucans, and tree frogs survive in the canopy layer. The next layer is the understory layer. This layer is below the canopy layer. The plants don't grow more than 3 meters. Insect life is abundant here, although the area remains dark because of the lack of the sunlight. Animals include jaguar, red-eyed tree frogs, and leopards are found in large number in the understory layer. The next layer of the equatorial forest is the forest floor. The lowest layer is known as the forest floor, which hardly receives any sunlight because of the thick vegetation above. Mostly consists of decayed plants, animals, and fungi. This area is very dark. So children, now we are going to understand the layers of forest. Forests also have layers. So let me give you an overall explanation. What are the layers of forest? Now first I will tell you, see this picture. Here you can see the tall trees. The next layer is the next range of trees. Then we have short trees and then these small trees. So children, the topmost layer, you can see the highest tree The trees which are tall up to 60 meters of height form the emergent layer. In this emergent layer, you can find animals like bats, you can find butterflies, you can find eagles, and these trees, this range are of the up to 60 meters of height. The next layer, children, is the canopy layer. Canopy layer. This line is the canopy layer. Trees from 40 meters, from 30 to 60 meters, it may be 40 meter, 42 meter, 45 meter, anything. They form this range. And here, in this range, the trees form a canopy or an umbrella, or they make a shade and does not allow the sunshine to penetrate to the ground. Animals and organisms like snakes, like toucans, like tree frogs, etc. are found in this place. And they form a thick canopy. Canopy means a roof, umbrella-like roof, and that does not allow the sun rays to reach to the ground. Under the canopy layer is the understory layer. This understory layer that does not allow the plants more than 3 meters tall. Here, the animals like jaguars, the leopards, etc. are found. And this, because they block the sun rays totally, they make the jungle totally dark, totally wet, because daily it rains, totally wet and totally dark, and thus this understory layer is the remaining light which wants to come to the ground. They protect it, they prevent it from reaching to the ground. And now the bottommost layer of the forest is the forest floor. Here the plants are the bushes, small tiny plants, they cover the ground. And suppose if the trees, because the trees regularly they keep wilting, the leaves keep wilting, they keep falling. Suppose it takes 6 months or 1 month or 2 months. Suppose it takes a year for a leaf, let us consider it takes a year for a leaf to decompose, or 6 months for a leaf to decompose in a normal climate. Here, because there is no sun rays, it is wet and totally dark. Once the leaf falls, it will decay about in 6 weeks, in a month and a half, it will decay. And because it is dark, insects, mostly very deadly types of insects are found here, fungi and all sorts of fungus are found here, and this is the most deadliest forest, and dark and wet, and these are the various layers of forest found in the equatorial forest, or the various layers of the rainforest. Under the canopy layer is the understory layer. This understory layer that does not allow the plants more than 3 meters tall. Here the animals like jaguars, the leopards, etc. are found. And this, because they block the sun rays totally, they make the jungle totally dark, totally wet, because daily it rains, totally wet and totally dark, and thus this understory layer is the remaining light which wants to come to the ground. They protect it, they prevent it from reaching to the ground. So children, come, let us know more about the Democratic Republic of Congo. The Democratic Republic of Congo is the second largest country of South Africa. To the north of Congo runs the equator, and as this country is located on the equator, it has hot, humid climate, temperate climate, which is very conducive, very much favorable for the plants and for the rainforest to grow. Kinshasa is the capital of this country, and the forest of this Congo supports a variety of animals, variety of plant life, and it just appears to be like a living zoo. So thus, let us know more about the Democratic Republic of Congo. The Democratic Republic of Congo is the second largest country in the African continent. The equator passes through the north of the country. Its capital is Kinshasa, located on the Congo River. The country is mostly landlocked from all sides. The country's major topographical features include a large Congo River basin. The climate of the Democratic Republic of Congo is a tropical climate with lot of rainfall, warm temperature and high humidity. It rains more than 8 months in a year, and the sun usually shines brightly in between. This ideal climatic condition promotes the growth and beauty of the Congo rainforest. The Democratic Republic of Congo was called the Republic of Zaire between 1971 and 1997. It derived its name from the name of the Congo River, also sometimes called Zaire in Portuguese.
Let us know about the plant life of the Congo Basin. Because the place of Congo Basin is hot, humid temperature, because hot, humid, and then it receives regular rainfall. So it provides a favorable conditions for trees to grow there. The trees, the jungle of or the forest of Congo Basin is densely populated with trees. The trees compete with one another. They compete with one another to get the sunlight. So in due course, in the competition, they grow very taller. In the earlier part of the video, I have taught you about the canopy of the different layers of the forest. And then, in these forests are mostly dark in daytime also. Because the faintest of sunlight penetrates through this canopy of forest to reach to the forest floor. As a result, because it is dark and the forest is mostly evergreen forest. Because a wide varieties of trees are there, so some shed trees, some do not shed the tree, and as a result, it is always green, and it supports the variety of wildlife in its forest. Some of the varieties of trees which are found in the Congo rainforest are teak, hardwood. This costly trees. The wood of these trees are very costly. Teak, mahogany, and then trees like bamboo, like.
The hot and humid climate with high rainfall helps the plants grow faster in this area. The land is covered with thick forests. The trees grow densely and compete with each other for sunlight. Below the trees grow a large number of small trees, shrubs, and climbers. The dense undergrowth makes the forest almost dark even during daytime. The forests are evergreen because there are a large variety of trees which shed leaves at different times. It is difficult to travel through these dense forests. The forests are useful as they provide the raw materials for many industries. These forests hold the largest reserve of hardwood trees such as mahogany, ebony, and teak. The other trees include rubber, coconut, bamboo, and oil palms. There are many trees and plants which are yet to be identified by scientists.